Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, another price hike is coming to streaming, just as we find out cable TV is raising its prices. So with streaming, we'll tell you what's happening there. The Late Show is coming to an end. We'll tell you when, and we'll speculate a little bit on what's going to happen next. Also, AI is taking over the radio. How long to TV becomes next? I bet it's going to happen before you know it, as some people didn't even realize for a while that AI had replaced their favorite DJ. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick second. If you like what we do here, you can always find a link to every story we talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment, so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button or hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows that you enjoy. With that said, let's dive into it. Peacock will be raising its prices next week. Now, you can hurry, and once again, this is a great example why those yearly subscriptions are a great idea. Not only do you get a discount for sign up for a full year, but you also get to lock yourself in from price hikes, because starting on July 23rd, prices will be going up $3 for the premium and $3 a month for the plus plans with that. Now, a few things here. You can rush and try to lock in a yearly rate on this. 2, it'll be on your next bill after that. If you're on monthly, whatever your next bill is after the 23rd, you'll be impacted. And after, if you have a yearly and your year's like in a year from now, you don't pay until the next price hike with that. Now, Peacock's been leaning heavily into sports as it gets more and more sports content, and it becomes mostly focused on sport. Well, maybe that's not fair to say mostly, but heavily focused on sports. You're seeing the price hike with it. But it joins a growing trend of both cable and TV streaming services that are raising their prices with it. At the same time, cord cutters are cutting back on the number of services they pay for, leaning more heavily into free ad-supported services and cheaper ad plans. Let me know if you've cut back on the number of services you pay for. Leave me a comment, let me know. All right, major changes coming to the world of late night television as fewer people watch television. It's been announced that CBS will end The Late Show for good as Stephen Colbert retires in May of 2026. So, got some time here. I'm sure there'll be a long run here. Look back at his career and the show as a whole. But just as The Late Show was recently canceled and will not continue, now The Late Show is also being canceled. Increasingly, late night television is not what it used to be. It used to be a thing people fell asleep to. Well, now people can fall asleep to anything you want. In my house, it's often King of the Hill. It's often playing as we fall asleep late at night. What do you watch as you fall asleep? Leave me a comment. But be interested to see what they do here. Now, back in the day, you used to see movies and different things air in this slot. And don't forget, it wasn't that long ago that television stations went off air at night. And then these late shows kept pushing that back farther and further. I don't know how true this is, but it's always a common thing that The Tonight Show back in the 50s and 60s and so forth was so popular that when a commercial break would happen, everybody went to the bathroom. It caused water supply issues in New York City as everybody was flushing their toilets at the same time, putting massive demand on the system. Well, let's just be honest. The days of people watching TV all at the same time, all at the same channel and show like that, are just probably never coming back. There's so many options now, and you get to watch what you want when you watch it. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this block, but I suspect other networks will be dropping their late night programs to cut costs and just the fact that people just don't watch them anymore. All right, next up, speaking of talk show hosts, AI is increasingly replacing DJs on the radio, and people aren't even noticing. In Australia, an AI-generated R&B, hip-hop, and pop show that offered 4 hours of mix. The host of it was an AI generated voice, and for months no one realized it when the show released, and finally it broke, and they're not shutting down. They're going to continue to do it. But there's multiple companies now that are working on technology to do this, and I think radio is going to be the first one because it's a little easier to just do voice and also get the person's head and body in that. But I suspect we're going to see AI news hosts become more and more common here. Weather and more why we already see AI generated voiceovers and clips for things like the Olympics, and Disney's going to do that with ESPN, SportsCenter, customized ones. I think we're going to see AI slowly take over media. I mean, who knows? Someday maybe I'm just an AI generated one. Don't worry, I have no plans to do that, no desire to do that. But we're already seeing more and more AI generated channels and content, and it's just going to be something that's going to happen. I don't think this is something that we're going to stop. And honestly, the question is, well, once AI gets better, will people even notice on different videos? AI right now is as worse as it will ever get. It's only going to get better from here. And with that, we're going to see it become harder and harder to realize what AI is. And I think that's why you're seeing in Australia, many people didn't realize this was an AI-generated DJ. All right, next up, a federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit against Amazon over its ads. Remember last year, Amazon added ads to its base plan of Amazon Prime Video. If you wanted an ad-free, you had to sign up for a $2.99, $3, whatever it was, a month additional cost. Now, there came a lawsuit for this, and now that people allege that, Amazon changed the terms, they shouldn't have been allowed to do that, and the judge has thrown it out. Basically said the terms of service of Amazon fully allowed them to add ads into Amazon Prime Video, and they do allow you a way to upgrade and to get ad-free. If this lawsuit had gone through, I think Amazon would have just raised everybody's price to the more expensive ad-free one, and then said you can downgrade to an ad-supported one if you would like with it. I actually was kind of a fan of how they did it, because they could have just said everybody's going up in price and you can downgrade. Instead, they said, hey, everybody's getting ads, and if you want ad-free, we'll just charge you a little bit more. And I just kind of prefer that method rather than the forced price hike with it. But the judge is throwing this out. They are not going to be moving forward with that lawsuit. All right, next up, speaking of Amazon, Amazon is warning customers, according to a report from Malwarebytes, of an increasing number of targeted scams targeting customers here. With this, Amazon's issued an urgent warning to over 200 million customers that be on the lookout for emails asking you to update your contact info, update your credit cards, or hey, you purchased this, did you really purchase it? Click here, log in, let us know. These are all attempts to either steal your credit card or steal your login to Amazon. Be very careful with it. Amazon is warning people of a skyrocketing number of these reports. It's not just Amazon. A lot of people are getting more and more targeted ads at them. And emails, I should say, not ads. They're basically ads. But scam emails trying to trick you into logging in to accounts that look like they're legitimate Amazon pages, but just capture your login info. Or they're trying to capture your credit card information. Be very skeptical of all emails you get. I got an email on my work account. It's like, oh, update your password. It's going to expire. I'm like, okay, I'm the executive administrator in this account. I know this is not how it works. But the email looked pretty legitimate. Won't lie. I'm sure it will trick many people with it. So keep that in mind. Many scammers targeting streamers out there. And increasingly, these are targeting cord cutters also. All right, and lastly today, Major League Baseball wants to become more fan-friendly in how they air games. In an interview in the CNBC podcast, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, said a few things here. They hope to bundle all their rights together into a single package that they think will be more enticing for TV partners. But also they worry about having their content spread across too many different platforms, too many different streaming services. A big complaint of a growing number of sports out there is that you need multiple streaming services, multiple TV packages to get all of your games with it. Major League Baseball wants to address that by becoming more fan-friendly in how they sell their rights to the TV. Now, we're years away from the new rights kicking in with this, but they do hope that by bundling everything into a single package, they would get more money and it would become more fan-friendly for customers out there. Let me know, how frustrated are you with Major League Baseball being on multiple services? NFL on Peacock, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. It seems like it's on everything now. Netflix. I don't know. Does Paramount Plus have an exclusive NFL game? I said that, but now I think that they don't. But then you also have your games on your local CBS Fox, NBC channels, Monday Night Football on ESPN. You get the idea. It's getting confusing out there. Major League Baseball says maybe it's time that we go and cut down on how many partners we have for TV. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. We have videos all weekend. I really appreciate everybody's support. In the middle of the summer, traditionally the slow period, I really appreciate everybody watching these videos. Do you watch every day? Leave me a comment, let me know. I do really appreciate you. I hope you enjoy these. I hope they're informative to you. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care, be safe, have a fantastic weekend, everybody.